Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Gigi. Happy Wednesday. Yeah, I'm getting ready to get my walk on this morning. A little cold this morning. The sun is shining though. This is the day that the Lord has made. We are rejoicing and we're glad in it. Oh my gosh, the first hump day in the new year 2024. We're already there. Oh my goodness. I tell you, to me, I'm just saying, it just seems like the days just go faster and faster. Before know it, we'll be talking about going into 2025. But before we get too far ahead, I want to tell you something. Um, you know, last night I taught the lesson on Church School Live, um, faith, faithfulness and righteousness. Faithfulness and righteousness. And we were coming from Hebrews. We know our verse. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. And another verse says, the righteous shall live by faith. But the third verse is still ringing in my spirit this morning, especially after I heard the testimony of one of my good friends even on last night. But anyway, I want to let you know this. God knows how your movie ends. So what are you talking about movies this morning? Oh my goodness, let me tell you something. Hebrews 11:3. After it says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for. And then verse 2 says, and by faith the elders obtained a good report. But that verse 3 is still in my spirit. And there's a word that's in that verse. It says, through faith we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of God. Oh my God. Well, when I think about the word frame, I know a lot of you think about like a picture frame, like we frame a picture. But the frame that always dropped in my spirit was the frames in a movie. If you look at movie film, if you go into movies, they are still running the film on the plastic. And each part of the film is broken up into frames. It's broken up into frames. And when I think about how God knows everything, see, the frustrating part of being in the movie, say for instance, if you're a character, and I shared this last night, and we've watched these movies where it's usually a woman and she's running from something, she's in the dark. You can see what's going to happen at the end, whether it's good or whether it's bad. You see what happened at the beginning. Sometimes you're sitting in your seat and you're saying, oh no, don't go there, because something's going to happen bad. Or it might be another good ending. Oh, go ahead, because it's going to end good. And see, God knows it. We're in this movie and the problem is that we're in it, but we can't see what's going to happen at the end. But only God knows the end to that movie. But the thing that's frustrating is when we're in the situation that's going on, we might get frustrated, especially when God knows that the end is going to be good. Because the other verse that I want to share with you, because I know this is right, because God says in Jeremiah 29:11, for I know the thoughts, or I know the plans that I think towards you. I really know how this ends toward you, said the Lord. Here it is, thoughts of peace and not of evil. It's not going to be a bad end. The thoughts I have for you is a good end, to give you an expected end, a good end. My friend, after I got off last night, I went to her sharing on YouTube, and I knew she was getting ready to give her testimony because I worked with her. She's a good friend of mine, and for years she desired the principalship at a school. And oh my gosh, it just brought tears to my eyes, because I was aware of some of her journey. And it took, oh my gosh, 29 years for God to grant her request and her promotion. And I was looking at here Jeremiah 29:11. If she's watching, it took 29 years. And she shared the frustrations, and every time she went for this, she was rejected. No, you're not ready. Da 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 da. But you have to understand, no matter if it takes 29 years, if it takes 1 year, if it takes one day, God knows the end to your movie. And usually it's a good end. Usually it's a good end. According to Jeremiah 29, it's a good end. It's not evil. It's a good end. And I just want to encourage you, especially here in 2024. I've been in similar situations like my friend, and it was frustrating waiting, and you almost want to give up. But then there's a point, and she shared this too. Sometimes you say, hey, I'm just going to let it go. Matter of fact, my friend went ahead and retired. She was serving as a substitute administrator. But God, oh my God, but God called her out of retirement and granted her request. Come on now. Don't you? I know that God knows the end to the movie. And it's a good, but in the meantime, hang in there. Hang in there. It might take a while. It may take 29 years. It might take more. It might only take a day. But he knows the end of the movie. Be encouraged. Even here in 2024, there are some things, there are some aspirations I know that many of us, we have prayed to God for, and if it's already in his plan, he knows how the movie ends, and it's going to end good for you. But hang in there, because don't forget what my gem nugget was today. God knows how your movie ends, and it's a good end, according to Jeremiah 29:11. But that middle part, it's easy for us. Sometimes we look at things. I think about Ruth. Her story was a movie. While she's in it, she's lost her husband. She comes with her mother-in-law, and she had no idea that not only she was going to be working in the field, but she was going to end up marrying somebody that owned the field, and then her line led up to Jesus Christ. But while she was in it, she didn't know. While we're in it, in the middle of the movie, we got to trust God. We just got to trust God while we're in it, that he's going to bring us to that expected end. So you be blessed. Don't forget to subscribe to the Gem Nugget channel. If you missed Church School Live last night, tune in. That I want to tell you, this testimony is my good friend, Dr. Angela Corporal Board. And last night, you might want to tune in there too, Empowerment with Dr. Angie. She's on the YouTube. And if you want to hear that testimony, it was a powerful testimony. So I'm giving a plug in for my good friend, Dr. Boyd. But you be blessed. Don't forget. God knows how your movie ends. Bye-bye.